Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, baby. And today, I am showcasing you guys. Wait. Time out. Let me explain something real quick. I have made Yu-Gi-Oh! History for this deck. I am showcasing to you guys Herald Extra Link. And not only can it Extra Link, but it can actually do a hand loop if you want to play Link Karibo. You can trigger your Gumblar again because this list plays Eva, and you can add your Eva off Firewall and summon it and then send it away for your Link Karibo. Busted, you guys. Super busted. See, I can Gumblar loop you. It can Extra Link you. And don't forget, Herald negates, and Christia still wins games. In this deck, through the test sends I've done, I've ended on an Extra Link board, just a basic U-Link, no Tri-Gate. Just basically a Proxy here, Cerberus here, a Phoenix here, and up pointing is Underclock Taker and Mermaid with a Herald here and a Christia there. And that was just too much. Like, it legitimately is just too much. And I did it. I ended up using like my whole hand, so I'm still trying to figure out what specific cards I need for the combo. So what I do when I test this, I take cards out my deck, I create a hand, and then I operate that hand and see if I can do it with that hand. And then when I figure that out, that's when I learn what the combos are. And I also have to do it through test hands. So I'm not proficient with it yet, but I know that I can do it. I've already done it before, and I did a video on me doing it, so I've proven that you can. I just need to figure out the specific card combos so that way, if anybody wants to like copy this list or net deck me or whatever, I can explain to you guys what the combos are, like what cards you need to do the combos. But basically right now, it's just crazy, you guys. It's so mad explosive. It's just so ridiculous. Let's do this. This is actually the funnest build for me. Like, this is the funnest Herald build I've done. So let's start off with the list. It's still a Ritual deck though, but Ritual decks are just so awesome. They're the best. Nothing's better than Rituals. That's just me. So Triple Herald of Perfection. This card is godly, okay? Like, he's just too good, you guys. Seriously. Like, the epitome of Rituals is, like, you have to sacrifice for Rituals. And for me, Light Fairies resemble angels. So when I think of Herald of Perfection, it's like, the thought that pops up in my head is sacrificing for good. We have Triple Herald. We have Triple Princess Katana. Hiya! These cards, I find that no matter what list you're playing, you just can't play less than 3 of each of them because they're just really, really strong. And the main purpose of a lot of the searcher cards in your deck are actually to search these out. And it's less work that you have to do when you just open up with them. So yeah, you've definitely got to play 3 of this. And her, I went back and forth on 2 and 3, but ultimately it just came down to 3 is way better. So that you don't even have to waste your searchers on her sometimes. So yeah, you have 3 of these. These are the main focal points of the deck. And now with how the combos are set up, basically by summoning Herald, you have the combo. And of course, you need other extenders in your hand, like Light Fairies, that you can use for the combo. Like, you need cards like, sometimes you need Brain Infusion, sometimes you don't. But basically, when you summon Herald, you get to search out your Venus. And your Venus will start up a lot of the work for you. And if you can establish Firewall, you can do the Extra Link because you have a lot of monsters that pay for their stuff on summon, like Scepter, like Eva, like Geldagra, so on and so forth. So you have a lot of ways to just generate advantage, and you just use Firewall to continue extending your combo. So yeah, basically by summoning Herald, you can get the combo. So really, you have to dedicate a lot of slots in your main deck to still make Herald. But I took out combo pieces such as, these are what I took out. The incantations, I took out a terraforming. I took out all the incantations, all my Pot of Desires, and my Manjus and 1 Geldagra. The reason why I took those out is because I had to put in other combo pieces for the Extra Link, but I kept in the most beneficial ones like Pre-Prep, Prep, and Extra Foolish Barrel and stuff like that. But I felt that Manju, I didn't, even though I get extra normal summons, my normal summons go to Venus and the Stick Chair. So I couldn't do an extra normal summon for Manju, and since normal summon really matters, I had to cut Manju completely, and I have too many important one-ofs, so I had to cut Pot. So there are a lot of combo pieces for Herald, but there's less in this list than there are in other lists because obviously Manju and the incantations still get you to Herald. But anyways, now we have the Stick Chair package, which I call Staff and Throne. It's a standard 3 of for each of them. With these, you're actually not using them to XYZ at all. Like, there was one time an interaction where I had the chance to make Ouroboros and then do Gumblar for 4, so I would rip 5 cards out my opponent's hand. But also at the same time, it was so unideal, and I felt that it was such a waste to try to get that extra card when those 3 monsters on the field are resources that I could have used for the Extra Link. So yeah, I just find that I just use these for link summoning, and in general, they're there to filter through your deck. so that you can dig deeper for your combo pieces, especially because I'm not playing desires in this list. So this list has a little bit less draw power just because you're losing out of the desires. But it's really imperative. You're normally getting your stick chair combo every turn. Like, there's not really any turns when I don't, unless I had only one normal summon and it had to go to Venus. And it's like, sometimes I'll go Venus and then I get my Firewall and I end up summoning this guy, use his effect to search Sovereignty, and then I'll bounce him from the grave to hand with Firewall and then special summon him again, and his effect's not once per turn. So you literally end up triggering your full stick chair combo. A lot of times I've done it with neither one of these and I didn't even search them out. I ended up setting up with Summon Sorceress and brought this out and then bounced it off of Firewall and ended up just summoning it and did the full combo. It's crazy. So yeah, stick chair is busted. Just the extra summons, the resources, the bodies on field, and the fact that it's a summon that pays for itself. So as you're looping with Firewall and special summoning your guys, you're summoning guys that pay for themselves, kind of like how Gokis pay for themselves when you link with them. And we obviously have triple Venus. I really feel like the extra link is not really possible without a card like her. I play 2, even though you only need 1. I just play 2 because I like being able to draw it, so that way if I already drew her, I can use my Search of Benton on other extenders because I have a lot of Light Fairy extenders in this deck. And I also need to get my stick chair combo too, because resolving stick chair and Venus in the same turn results in the extra link basically. Then we have triple Shine Ball. It's just mandatory. One thing that I'm not very fond of with this list is this list plays bricks. It plays the Shine Ball, it plays the Eva package, and Eva and all of the cards that she searches are all bricks to me. The only one that's worth drawing is Petite Angel. It's the only one that can be another combo piece. But this list does play Brilliant Fusion. It does play this engine. So some of the engines come with bricks, but it's like, that's why I don't play Desires, because I need those cards in my deck. But when you resolve the combos, it's like, when you see the end results, it's so much more worth it. When you can see what the deck can do and how it operates, its functionality is a little hindered due to you having bricks, meaning some of the cards you draw, it really sucks when you draw them. But they are one-ofs, and this is okay to draw. So I would say that it's okay to draw this as long as you can still resolve her effect, because she can summon from hand. I still play double Gale Dogra. This is absolutely correct to still play in the list, because basically you're going to normal summon both of these. You're going to normal summon one, and then you're going to use your Seraphonite to normal summon another one. And your Firewall is going to end up basically summoning this from hand. And it's really important through the combo sequence to be able to summon another Herald. You need to summon at least 2. So that way when you summon your Herald, you can search out either your Christia, or you can search out your Eva, or you can search out your Lilybell. There's a lot of options that you can search, but you basically need to search out your extenders. And the fact that he's just another Herald, because through the duration of the combo, once I summon one Herald, she's always in my hand. So by resolving him, I get a Dawn and a Herald, and I can summon another one. So it's really awesome. This deck is really combo-centric, and it's not easy. It's really not. I had to master this deck first before I even tried extra linking or doing an extra link build. But it's still correct to play Gale Dogra is the point that I'm making. Next up for engines, you have the Venus engine, you have the stick chair engine. Eva is more like a package, but it's still an engine. So for Eva, I decided to play 3 targets for her. And Lilybell is actually in my new list for Herald of Perfection. Not the extra link list, but my new list, because she's actually really good. She's an amazing card. It helps you in time, being able to attack directly, getting a free body on field to summon. It also extends your play so that you can do your Summon Sorceress combo with the stick chairs. But for this deck, I needed not only an extra target for Eva, because it sucks when like I have one in hand and I can't plus as hard as I normally do off Eva. So like when you resolve Eva, if you have one of these in hand, you'll have 2 more targets in the deck still. And also the great thing about Lilybell is obviously when you're adding her, you just get a free summon off of her. And that itself is an extender that is really necessary, that you actually need, because of her attribute and her type is really important. So Lilybell is amazing. Recommend that you play it for Eva package. She's just so busted. This card's amazing too. It just gives you Benton. So you can even summon it off of Firewall when you're doing your combo. Search out a Benton, which is really good. This card, you know, it's the worst, but it's like, it's still a negation too. So it's like Eva package has its ups and downs, and I don't think you need more than one Eva. Everything in this deck that's a Light Fairy is extremely searchable. Then I play 1 Tourmaline. You can play Garnet. I didn't, the way I play Brilliant Fusion in this deck is like, I don't care what Gem Knight I play. I just care that it's a Gem Knight. I'm not going to play a Garnet at the offset chance that I'm bricking, because my mindset is different. I'm thinking way more optimistic. I'm thinking I'm never going to draw this, so it doesn't matter the statistics. So I'm playing Tourmaline because he just looks so amazing. He's actually my favorite artwork of all the vanilla Gem Knights. And then we have Crystal Rose. This is so funny. Like, people would really be thrown off by this, but like the way I created this deck, I had a lot of thoughts flowing in my mind, and there was a lot of interactions. I did what you call a simulation, where you don't have the cards on the mat and you don't have it in your hand, but you're playing all these combo sequences in your head and thinking all of it through. And I was like, man, I need to get more advantage off Brilliant Fusion, because the only good target to send off Brilliant Fusion will be Eva. But when I do my Summon Sorceress combo, I'm already triggering Eva in the first place. So I'm like, what's a good target that I can send that can still be an extender? And I thought to myself, wow, Crystal Rose fits the perfect, it fits that category perfectly. It's still level 2, so this in a 4 can still make Herald. And what it does is, once it gets engraved, you're gonna link off with your Seraphonite, and then this is gonna come out as another extender. You need a lot of extenders in this deck, like just like Gokis need extenders and Dark Warriors need extenders. When you play in Extra Link decks, you need extenders. You need more than just your normal summon. And for me, every card that summons itself freely is an extender. So yeah, this is really good. Just like Lilybell's really good. You know, Petite Angel, just really, really nice package cards. The only cards that I cannot afford to draw at all out of all of these are actually just the Tourmaline. The Tourmaline is like legitimately the only one card that I cannot draw in the deck that won't just kill. Like, if I draw any of these, it won't kill the combo. If I draw this, I have lights that I can send off Brilliant Fusion to still summon Seraphonite. Tourmaline's like legit the only one, but I'm not going to play 2 of them just as, you know, at the offset chance I draw it. So, yeah, and then I'm still playing Christia. Even though I'm extra linking, and yeah, I am locking you out of summoning from your extra deck, basically, I'm still playing Christia because also you have to keep in mind the Cyber Dragon matchup. Like, the fact that they can just contact fuse your board and break the extra link. And also, in addition to that, this is way better than giving your opponent an Ibly, because they legitimately, not only can they just not special summon from their extra deck, but downright, they just can't special summon at all. So it's like, it makes it that much more difficult to break the lock, because Herald of Perfection is still going to be out there. He's still going to negate any cards that you can activate. Anything you could throw at him, he's going to negate it. But also at the same time, you have Christia there. So Herald Christia is already like an extra link. And then you have the extra link because you have all the beneficial protection, all the advantage that you get out of summoning them, like the nightmares, the combos that you can do with them. And then you have guaranteed game because you have just too much. So yeah, I still play Christia. And I don't really summon it with 4 anymore. I just special it from my hand with Firewall. And what's really awesome about the combo for the extra link in this deck is you always summon Herald first. So now every play that you make after that is protected from any hand trap. Herald can negate Gamma, Ash, Impermanence, Valor, anything that would stop Firewalls, like Winter Cherries and stuff like that. He can negate all of it. So as long as you can get Herald on board, you're going to summon him in a zone where it won't interfere with your combo sequence, and you just keep him there. And a lot of the fairies in your hand, you don't even need them, so you just use them to stop hand traps. So this extra link is more perfected and a lot more solid than a lot of other extra links, because extra link decks other than this one, they rely on cards like Call by the Grave and the Midfield Breaker. But with this deck, you have a lot more consistent ways to stop hand traps, because you could just summon Herald and he can negate any of them. It's not like they can play Spell Speed 3 from their hand on turn 0. So yeah, really awesome. These are all the monsters, and all of them are really important. In fact, there was one combo I was doing where I legitimately got all of these out. Like, this is out my deck, this was out my deck, these were all out of my deck, this was out my deck. I had resolved one of these. All of these were on my deck. One of these are still left. And then there was like 1 sovereignty left. Like, there have been like legit times where everything got filtered out of my deck. And when I was drawing cards and stuff like that through my combos, I was drawing really powerful spells because I had got all the monsters out of my deck. So yeah, it's a lot of monsters. But it's like, I have my reasons. And this is 100% original. I also need to make sure I specify on that I have never net decked a day in my life. So if you guys ever see anything creative like combos on my channel, I invented them. I didn't get it from my teammates. I didn't get it from my friends. I just come up with this by myself. So now for the spells. This deck has a lot of power spells, and that's something that can make up for that fact that you play one-offs that you don't like to draw. You have a lot of power spells that can balance it out, circumvent for a lot of that. We have triple pre-prep, my favorite spell in the game. Triple preparation of rights, which is a lot more flexible and abusable in this deck. So this is better than this 8 times out of the 10. Not only because it's not once per turn, but because it extends your combo plays a lot. It really does. The fodder that you get out of it, it's just insane, you guys. Then we have triple extra Foolish Burial. It's really important to be able to search out your Herald combo pieces without using a normal summon, but at the same time, you can't do it with incantations. That's why incantations are not in this list, because I am absolutely focused on going into my extra deck every single turn. I can't even have that kind of a hindrance stopping me. So incantations have like little to no positive interactions outside of just searching your stuff. They actually hinder what this deck's trying to do. So incantations are better and pure. So this is kind of like my way to resolve incantations without normal summoning. So I'm absolutely maximizing on this. And the Gildogger I'm playing at 2. Next up, I'm playing triple Celestial Observatory. It's really broken, you guys. It's like so easy to resolve. And with this kind of deck, because there's combo pieces that you like to draw, especially like Brilliant Fusion, you really need to draw 2. Like your stick chair combo will draw, and then this will get you draws, and you can sometimes get draws throughout your combo sequences because you don't have pots, so you really need to rely on a card like this. So yeah, I'm maximizing on it still. Then we have triple Optimus Prime. I'm sorry, not Optimus Prime, Las Vegas. Really imperative combo piece. It's an extension to your combos. It's a Monster Reborn. It searches out your pieces that you need for Herald. And it puts your spells back, which is really important. It just puts everything back so that you can continue resolving cards. It's just really busted, you guys. And because this is an extra link deck, you need every extender you can get your hands on. If you saw a lot of my monsters, a lot of them, like when you got to the 1-ofs, a lot of them were just extenders. Then we have triple Brilliant Fusion. I'm not playing a plant engine. I'm not trying to take too much away from what Herald is supposed to do. As you saw, I already have non-fairy monsters in this deck, but everything really needs to be fairies. I've considered playing Scorpio, but it's like, you don't need Brilliant Fusion. That's the thing. Like, you don't need Brilliant Fusion for the extra link. If you have Venus and you can get out your Firewall, you can just special summon all your guys. Like, Manju is the only card that triggers a normal summon. Scepter and Gildogger, you can just special summon them and get their effects off. So, it's like, Brilliant Fusion's only really there for those interactions where, like, you have to normal summon your stick chair package just to be able to get to the combo pieces that you need and set up for your Herald, and then you end up needing to normal summon your Venus. But it's like 9 times out of 10, you do Venus first. So it's like, don't ever feel that this deck can't extra link without Brilliant Fusion, because it's absolutely not true. But Brilliant Fusion is really important. At the same time, it helps you. It does more work for you because it gives extenders in your grave. It gets an extra body on field. It gives you an extra normal summon, which helps in so many different ways. And you have Triple Dawn. This is the best spell in your deck. It's the most important one. You know, deck has a lot of power spells. It really does. You got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. And none of them are bad to draw. And then you have Soul Charge and Reborn. You know, you need as many extenders as you can get. And Soul Charge is just insane in this deck. Because all the cards that you're putting into your grave and just being able to get them right back out is just insane, you guys. And don't forget how powerful this deck is, how consistent it is, how easy it can deck in, and how you can put Soul Charge back into your deck and draw it again and resolve it again. It's pretty busted, you guys. It's just super duper, like super duper powerful. So now for our extra, I played 3 Herald of the Arclight. Insane. It's not once per turn. I'm maximizing on it because Gildogger dumps 2, and there are still hands where I have Foolish Extra Burial and, you know, Gildogger. So I just need to play 3 of it. Don't get me wrong, Firewall can always bounce it, but I don't want to waste my Firewall bounce on it. So I was just like, 3 of it, you know, it's just really important. Like, this is normally the ways that you're getting to your Herald. And then we have Firewall, we have Gumblar. I still felt that it was correct to play Gumblar. Like, it just, you have to, you guys. Like, you really do. It's really important to play Gumblar in this list. This used to be Link Karibo, but I was like, I'm just going to play the Gumblar because I can still get down-pointing Arrow Link monsters like Underclock, Link Spider, and Mermaid and still complete the U-board. But I was like, ripping 2 is just super duper imperative for me because in games 2 and 3, this is how you're going to snipe their spear modes and stuff like that. I'm sorry, not the spear modes. This is how you're going to snipe their, like, their hand traps that they still haven't got a chance to use. Like, some people will legitimately hold in impermanence so that they can impermanence, for example, you know, your Christia or your Herald. Like, people just hold cards in general that can really, really hurt you a lot. And even though you get to choose, like your opponent will get to choose, it's like decreasing the odds and the chances of them being able to break your board is really important. Because, like, if they choose to keep the spear mode, now they can spear mode, but they need a follow-up. And the fact that you can Gumblar them And it's like you have all these threats on board, and ideally they're going to spear mode your Herald and your Christia and something else, but you're still going to have an optimal board after that. And it's like taking more resources from them is important at the same time, like I was mentioning, because also you have to keep in mind that if they spear mode your Herald, that means there's a lot of cards that you can't negate, because this is an extra link build, so now you have to play around cards like spear mode. So it's like you rip cards out of their hand, so now they have less to work with, and while you don't have Herald to negate, it's like you're having them in a really, really huge disposition. So yeah, Gumblar is just still important for so many different reasons. It's because like games 2 and 3, I know that they're going to side spear modes. I know that they are. So I know that my Herald might not stick around. So it's like I need to find a way to interact with them still without wasting resources on one negate from a Tri-Guide. I'd rather just rip 2 cards out of their hand. And if you do this on your turn and you're playing dangerous, anything they discard, you're just going to negate it with Herald. So it doesn't even matter. And then we have Summon Sork. Really important for the combos. Like it's so hard to do the extra link without her. It really is. Because that extra body she gets, like to trigger the sovereignty in your hand or get your Eva engraved, it really helps. Like it makes a huge difference. And then I doubled up on Cerberus, but only played 1 Phoenix. I feel that it's more important to have this kind of arrow, because a lot of the times I'm working from here on this side of the board. Because it's just the way that, it's weird, but it's the way that I end up starting my combo. Like, it's not just because I'm right-handed, because I used to think that it's because I'm right-handed, but a lot of the times it's easier for me to work from this side of the board. The end result's the same no matter what side of the board you work from, but I really work from this one a lot more, and I was noticing that, and also the protection from Cerberus. So yeah, 2 Cerberus, 1 Proxy Dragon, 1 Underclock, my boy Reproducus, even though you can go into Summon Sork without him, which is really easy because a lot of your monsters are fairies. It's like when you're using cards like Geldagra and Seraphonite and other monsters like that, you just sometimes need Reproducus. And bare minimum, he has a down pointing arrow to finish the U-board. Mermaid, don't need it, Ably. I get out Christia. Christia is better than Ably. And then we have Link Spider and also Seraphonite. So that's all in the entire extra deck. And if you guys want to see test hands and or combos, I need you to just go in the comments and drop it in the comment section. And depending on how many responses I get, that'll determine whether or not I do it. But this build is only temporary because this is not how I'm playing Heralds. I just really wanted to prove that this deck can do anything. This build, as it currently stands, can extra link you. It can hand loop you. It can also just lock you out, period. Like from activating card effects, from special summoning. It's just really, really strong, you guys, for a lot of reasons. And I feel that this deck has the strongest extra link because of these 2 cards. Gokis and Dark Warriors and other decks cannot end their extra link boards with these monsters in addition to the U board. This is the ultimate protection from your U board. Like, for example, if they don't have a spear mode and they're trying to evenly match or impermanence or, do stuff like that, or try to Cyber Dragon and break your board with Mega Fleet, these are not going to allow them to do anything. So you're winning the game already. This is already too much for anyone to deal with. But when you have an entire X-Link board, it gets even worse. So yeah, you guys, definitely let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I never even imagined that I would end up doing this. But I guess, it goes to show, like I said, Herald can really do anything, like, period. I love this deck so much, and I hope that you guys enjoyed this profile. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. Stay tuned for future content. You folks have a beautiful day, all right? Don't do drugs. Peace.